Hi guys, Little Curly Bear here. Thanks for tuning in again. So I've got another episode of our Minecraft Let's Play today, and today we are going to be on episode number 2. So I'm going to start off the episode just showing you guys around a few things that I've done between episodes, and then we are going to be making a start on cracking on with a little project just to get us kind of like started and kicking off. Okay, so as you can see, our crops are growing quite nicely out here, and I've been doing a little bit of work on the house. I've started working on the entrance way, so we've got some steps kind of leading up to the house just here. I've kind of added in like half slabs in between each of the steps because it makes it a nice easy run all the way up. It doesn't kind of like stop you to jump as you go. I do play with auto jump on because I find it quite useful. But yeah, that just kind of helps have a nice kind of smooth walkway all the way up to the house. Then I've made a start on kind of building the entranceway. Not completely sure whether I like this design or not, but I'm gonna go with it for now because I want to use like different types of stone and things like that for the front of the building because I want it to tie in with the fact that we're building into a mountain. But I feel like it needs something, but I don't want to put too much detail into it because I think it would look over the top. So I've used some chiseled stone here, and I've used some polished diorite as well, and then I've just got sort of general stone bricks and then some stone stairs as well. And what I think I'll probably do is get some shears going, which we'll go and do in a mo because I've actually got some iron now, so we can get ourselves some good tools up together. Get some shears going, head over into the forest just over there and get some vines, and then we can do like mossy stone brick and maybe have some mines kind of growing down, vines growing down over the entranceway as well, which I think would be quite cool. So it'd make it look a bit more kind of decorated, and it would just sort of tie in with the area a bit better and a bit kind of like hidden as well, which I think would look quite good. So inside I've kind of I'm liking this kind of shape that I've got going on here as kind of like entryways, if that makes sense. So I was going to have one on that side there, but I realised that actually it kind of just goes to the outside on that side. So I thought I'd just kind of fill that in and leave it as kind of like a decorative wall for now. But yeah, I like this shape, and I like the idea of having either wooden planks like I have over there, or maybe like stained clay or something along those lines in these sections here, and then doing the walls of something else, so it's kind of quite, I don't know, ornate looking. Maybe not ornate looking, but I just think it would look interesting. And what I want to do is have this as kind of like have one going off in this direction and one going off in that direction that will lead to all the different rooms within our base. And this one here, I've kind of started putting a couple more in, going different ways. So I'm thinking of having a room in there, probably maybe like a kitchen type room where we could store all our food. I might sort of store like dyes and things like that in there, and cauldrons for dyeing stuff. And then that one I think is going to be probably a long corridor. I think we've got plenty of room there. Yeah, probably I might have to bring it up a bit actually. A long corridor that goes along and then up and leads into all the other parts of the mountain here. So we can kind of get building some rooms over in that section as well. So yeah, I think that's going to be pretty good. I'm quite excited to get started. Now I've managed to gather quite a lot of wood in between episodes, just so that I've got plenty there to use for whatever I need to use it for. I've got some iron, managed to kind of spot little veins of iron in like the cave entrances and things like that. So I went ahead and mined that. And what we're actually going to do now, because as you can see, I'm still kind of using stone tools at the moment. They really don't last 5 minutes. So what I want to do now with you guys is get ourselves some fairly decent tools up together, and also get ourselves some armor made as well, because we definitely need to get some armor going on. And then, sorry guys, that was my mouse. And then I've got quite a bit of coal as well, so we're good with our furnace, and we're good for when we need lights. I have kind of spammed in here with lights because I had a creeper just randomly appear as I was coming up the steps, and he kind of blew up just there. There's only one little bit of dirt left now, but yeah, he blew up just there, which was really not very helpful. I don't want to be coming in my base and finding creepers greeting me at the doorway. That's just not fun at all. So yeah, so that's that. And then I found some clay in a river as well, so that's very cool. You can get some stained clay going on, maybe some flower pots, that kind of thing. And I went and collected some mushrooms and made some mushroom stews, so we're all good for food. And I've got some pumpkin pie as well, which is fabulous. That should keep us going for quite a while. So let's go ahead. Did collect the iron, didn't I? Yes, I did. Right. Let's go ahead. Have I got sticks on me? Few sticks. Right, okay, let's get ourselves some sticks going. Go ahead and make ourselves some decent tools. There we go. Which will be a relief. Fabulous, fabulous. We think that dark oak is good to use for kind of like making tools and making chests and things like that, because it's a nice wood, but you don't want too much of it because it is really dark and it does make things look really dark. So I like to use it more as kind of like accents rather than a lot of it. And because dark oak trees are so massive, it's really easy to get loads of it. So yeah, okay, so let's get a couple of axes going on there. I don't necessarily need those today, but they will be useful. I'll just make a couple of iron shovels for now because I have got these stone ones, and I think it would be quite good to just kind of use those up before I get too carried away with using new tools. We're going to make some shears so that we can go off at some point and get ourselves sorted with some vines to decorate the front of our house, of our base. And right, let's get ourselves some armour going on. I'm kind of running out of space a bit here, so I'm going to go ahead and put that on. Then we can do some boots, which is very cool. Get our boots going. There we go. And ooh, right. So chest plate. There we go. Whoops a daisy. Okay. Let's get that on. Chest plate and trousers. Right, trousers. And there we go. Excellent. Right, I feel so much better now that I've got a full complement of iron armour. I feel a lot more protected from mobs and a lot more like I can kind of... Still need to watch my back, obviously, because they do sneak up on you, especially creepers, because, you know, obviously that's the whole point of them. But, yeah, I do feel a bit safer with some armour on, most definitely. Okay, guys, so on to what we're going to be doing today. So this ladder up here it is temporary. I'm not going to keep that as the permanent way of getting upstairs. It's just temporary, just to get us started. But up here I want to build a chest room. So this is where all of our storage will be. I've only literally just put a ladder in place and just carved a little bit of space out ready so that we can actually get up here, just ready to start this episode to show you guys. And what we're actually going to need to do first is I'm going to need to sleep in a second, but we're going to need to pillar up because I want to put in place a couple of windows here, quite big arched windows that are going to be the windows through to our chest room. So I'll just go and sleep very quickly and get that out of the way. So there's going to be two big windows up there that I've kind of like drawn them out and measured them out. I am going to need to kind of carve into the mountain just a little bit to get them to fit, but that is going to be the plan. So the very first thing I'm going to do is I'll just get myself pillared up there so I can be prepared and ready to go, and then I'll sort of put one in there and show you guys how it's looking, and then I'm going to have to kind of carve away quite a bit of this section here in order to get the second window in, but I'm hoping I can get it to look good and sort of get it to look right, I suppose. Yeah, it should look good. It should look good. We'll manage it somehow. So yeah, I'm going to pillar up and make a start on that, and I will be back with you guys in just a moment. Okay guys, so this is what I have so far. So I've kind of carved the windows into the mountain there just above where my door is. I've had to kind of build outwards a little bit to get them to fit. I think it's going to take a bit of kind of like playing around with it, carving in, adding back again, because I have got some furnished stone that I used just to get those bits added back in again, because it looks quite square at the moment, but I think I kind of like that. I like the fact that it's kind of like a room kind of sticking out of the mountainside there. But what I may do at some point in the future is just add some more stacks of dirt in here and around here in the same sort of way as it spawned there. Just try and make it look a little bit more natural. But that's going to be the 2 windows to our chest room. What we're actually going to have inside our chest room is we're going to have archways the same as the windows that go off into towards the back and towards the side as well. Obviously I can't come this way because the mountain kind of ends there. So what I'm going to do now, you can see I've kind of like that one there, I've dug it 2 back. So there's going to be the window and then there's going to be the wall. So I'm going to go in there now and I'm going to dig around until I find, till I get to these windows, and then I can kind of shape them from the inside, if that makes sense. And once I've kind of dug in and found the windows, then I can kind of start to, so I'm going to have to get rid of that light, so it's going to make it pretty dark in here. Let's have a look now. So if I go this way, I should, where the one I've dug, darn gravel, such a pain. The one I've dug too deep, I have to be careful of gravel, I think, should, actually, do you know what, no, because, oh, did I just use my pickaxe for that? That's really annoying. Because it goes, actually juts out, doesn't it? So I'm going to have to dig in this way a bit and see. This could be fiddly. Oh, there we go. Let's have a look. Ah, right, now, so we've come out of the front. Ooh, oh my goodness, we've come out in exactly the right place. That's very cool. Okay, so we can now dig in to here and kind of, this room will be 7 high, which is the same as the rooms are downstairs. So, and this is actually floor level, so the windows are going to go right down to the floor in this room. So, whoops. Yeah, okay. Right then, fabulous. Right, now that I've kind of gotten, so let's just see, because I am going to end up sort of hitting, going through to the outside here, I think, which is going to be a bit of a pain, but I'll figure it out. And I think I'm going to have the window, yeah, there we go, never mind, the window I have to build out a bit more on this side, the edge of the window, and then there'll be a wall here. So I will need to just add in, let's just see where we go to here, just need to add in some stone blocks here. I think I'm going to need to get some more cobble going in the furnace to get some more polished stone up together. Yeah, I will do. Have I got any more on me? I've got a couple more blocks on me, but I have to nip down to the furnace and get some more going. Yeah, I'll have the edge of the window, and then I'll have the same sort of archway design going from there out, and it will just be like it is downstairs, where I've cut out that kind of circle shape, and then I've kind of put dark wood behind it. It's going to be that kind of effect going on. Right then. Okay, so I'm going to crack on, guys. I'm going to get this room. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, ooh, 7. It's going to be a tall room. Okay. Yeah, so I'm going to crack on and get this room kind of pickaxed out, if that's the right word. Mined out. I'm going to get the word, get the room mined out. So I've got the basic shape in place and start carving the archways in, and then I will be back with you guys in just a mo. Okay guys, so as you can see up there, I've got the windows in place. I went and grabbed some sand and got it furnace and made some glass panes. So we've got our windows all done. It's looking kind of weird, but I think I can, once I've kind of decorated the outside of the windows a bit more and got some vines in there and some mossy stone and kind of built this out a bit more around the edges, I think it'll look perfectly fine. But for the moment it does look a little bit odd, but the inside has gone really, really well, which I will show you guys now. I'm really pleased with how it's come out, and I think it's going to be a really cool room for us. And also I'm getting to the point where I've got quite a lot of stuff. Got just from digging out upstairs, I've got an entire chest of cobble there, so it's going to be really, really good to get our chest room sorted. Okay, so that's our windows from the inside. This wall here is the one that we're going to kind of need to build out, because what I want to do is put these shapes into the wall and just use them as like decorative rather than being an area for chest storage or for corridors or anything. But in order to go out one more, I'm going to need to kind of expand the mountain outwards a little bit. But yeah, this is what we've got so far. So what I've done here is I've put the exact same structure as the windows into the two walls here, and that one I've kind of dug into it one, and then I've dug back a further two so that I can place double chests. I had to dig out the blocks just above the top ones because weird Minecraft logic, that one with a chest on top of it will open, but that one with a block on top of it won't. So that's all kind of dug out. I've also put a torch into the wall behind one of the chests as well, so you can see there's a bit of light coming through there as well, just to stop it looking really dark and dingy. It was a bit of a faff to place the chest because I had to be facing this way to place them facing sideways, and had to kind of shift and place them on to get them onto the other chests, if that makes sense. And I had to kind of like dig out all this bit here, as you can see by all the cobble that's been placed in, to give myself space to jump upwards and then to get back out again. But I think it looks really cool. I think this room is going to look awesome. I'm going to, these bits here are probably going to be stained clay or something similar, or actually I don't know whether I might either do the walls in stone and then these bits in stained clay, or the walls in stained clay and these bits in wood panels. What are they called? Oh my goodness, my mind has gone completely blank. Wood planks. Yeah, that's right, isn't it? Wood planks. Yeah, wood planks. Sorry. Oh, my mouse is going stupid, guys. Sorry. Right, okay. Yeah. So I haven't really decided on that yet, but the floor is definitely going to be wooden planks. It's going to be wooden planks of probably 2 or 3 different woods. I've kind of done like a pattern on paper that I quite like, which looks quite cool. So I'm hoping I've got enough wood to get it all done, because it's quite a large space actually. But that should look quite good. So maybe if the wall's going to be wooden planks, then maybe these should be stained clay and this should be stone, because otherwise if this is all wooden planks and then this is wooden planks as well, it might look a bit like too much wood. Don't know, I have to have a little bit of a think. But anyway, yeah, so it's really coming along. Really happy with it. I think it looks pretty darn good so far. So I'm going to carry on with getting the rest of the chest placed inside these 2 areas here. I'm not going to do this one just at the moment because this is quite a lot of storage space, I think, because these are all double chests. So depending on how many I get in and how many I feel I'm going to need, that there will either be another chest area, or it might be a corridor that leads off into another area of our base. So yeah, I haven't decided yet. And also, this isn't going to stay being the access to this room either. So it could even be that, no, that wouldn't work, because I think that would interrupt with what we've started to dig out over there. I was going to say I might even turn that into an area with like a spiral staircase in it to get in and out, but I don't think that's going to work. I'm wondering whether to just put one maybe in over here somewhere. I don't know. I haven't really thought that through properly yet. I'm undecided. But yeah, so I might sort of like, as I'm kind of furnishing the inside of the room and getting it together, I might sort of put like upside down stairs in the corners, maybe in the corners of some of these I don't know whether that would actually make it difficult to get into the chests if I did it here, but maybe here. I don't know whether that would look overcrowded or look too much. I might add some sort of detailing to this section here with some upside down stairs to make it look like proper pillars and archways. But yeah, that will all kind of come along as I build. But for the moment, very happy with this room. I think it looks really cool. Love the shapes of the archways. I'll be glad when I can get them onto that wall as well, because I think it will look much better. But I think that's going to be best done when I've got time to kind of faff around, because I'm going to have to build out the whole side of that mountain, which is going to be a bit of a pain in the backside and a bit of a lengthy job, but I think it will definitely be worth it. So yeah, I'm going to crack on with getting the chests into these 3 walls, and then I am going to get my floor pattern in place, and I will be back with you guys in just a mo. Okay guys, check this out. I am very, very pleased with how this is looking. So I've gotten the chests into the other 2 sections of the room. I did say 3 earlier, but no, I meant 2. That one, like I said before, I'm going to leave open for now. It will either be another chest area or it will be a corridor into other parts of our base. I haven't decided yet. Having a light access out of this room into other parts of the base would be good, but it depends whether we need more storage or not, because we could always have an option where we go up and across to other parts of the base. So I've started storing stuff already, as you can see, and adding item frames onto the ends of the chests with our different things in, so we know where things are. And I've done this floor, which I really, really like. I think the design looks really cool. I used birchwood, dark oak wood and oak, and yeah, really quite happy, very, very happy actually with how it's looking so far. I did make a slight error though. The floor was meant to be 2 blocks thick, so that I could have this level here was actually supposed to be the ceiling for down here, and then we were meant to go up 1 so that the floor would have been on top of that, if that makes sense. But I got too excited when I was mining out the upstairs, and I just left it 1 thick, so when I mined away the block underneath to place the floor, it fell straight through, and I was like, oh no, I've like completely messed that up. So annoying, because I do not want the top of this arch to touch the ceiling, because I don't think it looks right. But what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to place half slabs, probably of like those really smooth stone slabs. Yeah, so I'm going to place those onto the ceiling so that there would still be a space between the top of this archway and the ceiling, but also that is hidden, because although it's quite a nice design, I don't really want it as a ceiling design. I'd rather keep it as just my chest room floor design. So yeah, really pleased with how it's going so far. What I'm going to do now though, I think, is I'm not going to do any more on this episode. There is a fair bit more to do in terms of, obviously I need to gather clay, which I haven't been able to do a lot of just yet, but I need to gather clay between episodes so that I can get these areas done with our stained clay. And what I might do is do one with the wooden planks and one with the stained clay and see which I prefer. I also need to get a load of that stone smelted through the furnace so that I can build our walls, because they're not going to stay as this type of stone. They are going to be blocks of stone bricks. And I also need to have a play around with the corners and with the middles of these archways as well, to see if I can get them looking a bit more interesting. And I also want to come up with some sort of design for the ceiling. Don't want the ceiling to just be plain. I want the ceiling to look interesting too. I've not really done a cool ceiling before, so I'm not sure how I'm going to do it, but it might be one of those things where I kind of leave it for now, have a bit of a think about it, and then we do it in a future episode or something along those lines. So yeah, I think I'm going to leave it there for now, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please leave a like. Please subscribe if you'd like to see more of what I'm going to be doing with our beautiful area here. I would love to have lots of followers on my channel so that I can feel like what I'm doing is interesting to people and is enjoyable. So yeah, Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day. Take care of yourselves, and bye-bye.